welcome to New Year's Eve 2025. It is the 30th of December, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's all over with. We're just waiting on the new year to come in with hopes and prayers that it's a better year. Seems like we always make that wish that the coming year is better than the year we're leaving behind. Hmm. We'll see. We will see. Yep, it is the last Monday gig for this year. I might do a short live tomorrow night on Christmas Eve so we can all break in the new year together. Uh, I don't know. It all depends. I do have to work for a couple hours New Year's Day morning. We are actually closed on New Year's Day, but I still have to go in and make the dough for Thursday. So it just depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow. We'll see. What do we got here? What do we got here? Man, my old truck kicked me Saturday. I bet it did. It's a it's a well-known scientific fact that the older we get, the harder it is to do the things we did the year before or 2 years before. And well, I mean, I'm a few years younger than you are, and getting all these photo albums and stuff from my family on Thanksgiving and going through the pictures and remembering, reminiscing, that's a good word. Uh, Reminded me of a lot of the things that I used to do, even just 10 or 15 years ago, that I wouldn't even try to do anymore. Or spank me around something terrible. I'd probably be laying in traction somewhere if I tried some of that stuff again. All the bushings on the lower control arm are frozen. I cannot budge the things a bit. Oh no. So what are you going to have to do? Are you going to try to, I mean, can you heat them with a torch to get them to move, or are they going to need to be completely replaced, or what's the deal? Ordered some cutting tools and will wait till warm weather. It's always something, man. It's always something. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, I think the warm weather is going to be a while. We've been in the upper 40s for the last 2 days. In a matter of about an hour last night, we dropped from 49 to 39, and it was still sitting at 39 when I woke up at 2:45 this morning, and it's actually dropped down to 36 degrees right now. So, and we're supposed to have snow today. Later on this afternoon, temperatures are going to continue to drop. I just watched one of the forecast models for this upcoming week and a half, It's not looking pretty. We're going to get back to those frigid Canadian temperatures and stuff. So it's going to be, yeah, I have spent $1,000 on this. Oh, good morning, Stephen. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. Um, it was good for the kids here. Um, I know. Christmas is supposed to be for the kids, and that's fine. But even at our age, it's kind of nice to unwrap a little something something. I pretty much had to. I pretty much had to order my own Christmas this year. Um, I I was given a budget by the mother-in-law that wanted to get something, but she had no clue what to get me. So I had to order it, and it was delivered to her place, and I got it Christmas morning when everybody was together. She actually ordered me a new high spectrum camera for our investigations. Um, sad, Sadly enough, with my eyes, I have to have the wife read the directions and the assembly of the carriage and everything. I know how to plug it in to charge it. That was my one and only Christmas gift, but it's going to come in handy, and I can't wait. Let me see here, but the thing is on the road for now. That's good. Good morning, Jan. Good to see you, dear. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Of course, that Merry Christmas applies to everybody except Tony, who will have Christmas in 2 days with the whole family. And there's nothing wrong with that. Um, I'm here. Good, good. We actually had a little bit of a surprise. I think I mentioned it last Monday. The wife's dad, who lives in Maine, her actual birth dad, um, is a truck driver, drives all over the country. He had to make a run to Chicago on Sunday evening, over into Monday morning, and when he got done in Chicago, stopped back by here mid morning on Monday and spent Monday evening, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with us, and took off Friday morning to pick up a load and head back to New Hampshire. So it was really cool to hang out with him for a while. Let me see here. T minus 1 day, 16 hours, 52 minutes, 45 seconds, still 2025. Oh, yeah, definitely so. Oh, my goodness gracious. Good morning, Mr. Franson. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, old timer. Feeling like it. Feeling like it. But since I decided, to go on and let this stuff grow and finally take that 3 year planned leap into doing Santa Claus on a more professional level, um, can't have a can't have a shaved head, no hair on the face Santa Claus. So now I just need to get me a more professional looking Santa suit before next year, and I'm rolling because then I'll be the only real beard Santa here in our area. So, hopefully that'll definitely help out. I really thought the lower control arm bushings were worn out on the thing, but they can't be worn if they are frozen. So there's that. A tie rod end solved the loose steering issue. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Well, at least you're going to save a little bit of money there. I've been growing out facial hair, the head. The head, I've determined, is a lost cause. Well, I can't really do much with the head. I'm wearing more of the Norse cut now with the sides cut short and all the hair on top, and I'm letting it grow so I can pull it back and tie it. But because the one Ren fair that I do every year, yes, I did say do before anybody catches it. Um, that I'm the head of security for. Um, I decided this year I was going to do Norse. Last year I done Scottish. This year I'm going to do Norse. So I figured the beard growing in would be cool, you know. So I went on and cut everything down. I'm letting all this up on top grow again. So I might, if it gets long enough, I can get my hands on some vitamin E, before, here in the next week or so I can start taking it. I might have the daughter just braid it before the event in May. So I don't know. We'll see. I already bought the entire front end suspension and steering stuff, including the rack and pinion. Well, at least you got it. I mean, that's the good thing about having an older vehicle is, you don't only you don't only have to acquire the parts when something goes wrong. You can have them sitting on a shelf somewhere because there's a good chance they probably will be used in the future. Oh man, it's good to see you, Dakota. Haven't seen you in forever. I see your live streams and stuff and your videos on YouTube, but with the weird hours that I work, and the fact that I get up anywhere between 10 after 1 and 2:45 in the morning just to sit here and drink coffee and um, try to muster up the gumption and the strength to go to work. Leave the house here between 4:30 and 5:30, depending on the day, to go to work. I haven't had a chance to catch any of them. Um, yeah, I bought all the brakes and lower ball joints for the Forerunner wholesaler clearance. There you go. Yeah, I've been busy trying to help my sister with her baby and getting back to school on top of weird hours. I know, weird hours. Like I said, yeah, I went to bed the other night. I actually stayed up late with the wife and, was watching TV with her and realized it was um, 8:30. I'm usually in bed about 7 because I get up so early. and I went to bed at 8:30 and woke up, jumped out of bed, went to the bathroom, came back, put on my sweatshirt, started putting my slippers on, reached over to grab my phone. Of course, the screen lit up. It said 10:33. I said, "Oh no." And I kicked my slippers back off, took my sweatshirt back off, and laid back down. And still managed to wake up about 15 minutes before my alarm went off at 2:30. So, yay for me. I was actually able to go back to sleep because I wouldn't have been worth titty squat if I would have tried to stay up those 7 hours until I had to leave for work. I need another toolbox for all these front end suspension. The old man had two of them. He had one for all of his regular tools and one for his specialty tools. And uh, yeah. Well, no, he had three of them because he had one that he kept loading up in the back of the truck to transport it back and forth to the dealership because he didn't like using the company tools. He bought his own. He bought his own Matco tools. They would deliver them straight to the house or the dealership or wherever. And yeah, we were on a first name basis with the Matco guy, as a matter of fact. Or Snap-on, or Snap-on. I have small boxes so I can look tools. Been busy trying to. I hope everything's going well with your sister and the baby. Um, and he just isn't the baby just like 2 or 3 months old now, Dakota? These tool buckets are a ripoff. Never seen the old man with a tool bucket. He always had toolboxes, and they were usually about 4.5 feet tall with casters on the bottom of them. That way he could just roll them up the ramps. He could actually go out on the road and back into the truck down in the ditch, so it only sat about 1.5 feet off the ground. Then put his one ramp on there or something, and instead of having an incline like that, it had an incline like that, so he could just roll his toolbox up, bungee cord it to the front of the bed right by the back window, and roll with it. Dev, good morning. Hope you're doing good this morning, bud. I said truck, not bucket. Polish up them eyeballs. Those tool trucks tool trucks are a ripoff. My bad, sir. You are correct as usual. Oh, where is that? Yeah, like I said, my one Christmas present was a full spectrum camera. 4K full spectrum camera, and it's like I said, the print down here. The same with the same with the instructions. I can't identify one piece from another, but then again, it came in like 20 pieces, so. now I guess I have to save up for one of those rigs that I can mount all the cameras and the lights and stuff to, that can also mount on top of the tripod. That way I can carry it around and set it stationary. But like I said, it was an unusual Christmas. It gets pretty bad when you have to order your own Christmas gift, and then have it delivered someplace else so they can wrap it and bring it to you on Christmas morning. But yeah. Yes, you are alive. I see you on Facebook on occasion, Mr. Dev. Um, on occasion, not very often, but I'm glad you're alive. I might have lost my 4K cam due to storage robbery. Oh no, that's terrible. That's terrible. I cannot believe that people get so incredibly desperate that they they have to break into somebody's storage container or break into their car or break into their storage sheds on their property. It's just that's happened to us before. I used to have a beautiful um, bighorn sheep skull mounted on a pedestal, and it sat back when I had my studio out in, well, for those of you that have been with me for years, I called it my shedio. But I had a huge table with everything set up out there, had a real nice little wooden logs cabin style backdrop I had built out there. And somebody, we think it was a couple of the local teens, but we never got proof on it, broke in there one night and took my bighorn sheep skull. Um, Stand and all. The amazing thing was that nobody seen anybody walking down the road with a huge bighorn sheep skull, which you would think that someone would think that was really unusual to see someone walking down the, regardless of their age. But I mean, I run in the shadows. Before I start on the truck, I suppose I should fix a Suburban, so I got a reliable alternative. It's an inside job. We're trying to catch the. Makes sense. That isn't really desperation, except perhaps for addicts. It's a lack of work ethic. Yeah, yeah. And I hope you do catch them, Dev. I really do. The people get away with too much of that stuff, and sadly, the folks they hit 9 times out of 10 never see their stuff again. So yeah, I hope that I hope you do catch them and just persecute the bejeebers out of them. But yeah, you're right about that, Tony. Luckily, people like you and I, grew up in that, and Jan, grew up in that old generation where it was instilled upon us as children that it wasn't worth having if it wasn't worth working for. So it's terrible, man. Um, all my stuff is gone. Old laptop is in Montreal. So I tried getting in to the bank account. Oh well, at least you know where your laptop's at because of that. So that's easy enough to trace down. It's really sad. Oh God, that hurts. I swear to God, I got a blood clot in my head. I've got this vein that runs right along here. Every once in a while, that thing swells up where to the point where you could actually catch rainwater on it. I'm a stroke waiting to happen. Well, back in the day, people didn't move mountains, shit, and it caused the need for off-site storage. Didn't have. Well, that's, yeah, you know. The wife has her storage unit still up north where she used to live at, and it's got like old stuff, you know, things that belong to the kids, an old safe, um, a Lane cedar chest, things like that that, you know, she wanted to keep, but then she left up there several years ago and moved down here and didn't have any place to put the stuff. So she kept the storage shed and she pays on it. And it's got birth pictures of the kids and the first years of life and stuff like that. You know, really important memorabilia. And if it wasn't for that stuff, we'd have everything we own right here in this house. Um, no, it was because I had to move for storage. But back in the day, they just stuffed barns. Good morning, KG. I just happened to catch a short of yours right before um, I started this. Uh, Little short of you and Mr. Wook sitting there singing, You Gonna Kiss Me or Not? You handsome devil, you. You need glasses, little girl. You need a pair of spectacles to like see better. Because there ain't nothing handsome about this. You might have me on the devil part, but there ain't nothing handsome about it. What can I do? I'm tired and my body hurts. I'm thinking about retiring on my birthday. I'm just done with working, especially with people who have no work ethic. Yep. You and Jay both need to retire. You need to enjoy life a little bit, not have a job to hold you down. You're both going to start pulling in your Social Security, and there's absolutely no reason you should slave away and age twice as fast because, you know, having spent, you know, personal time with the two of you, um, and I could probably speak for your daughter as well. Uh, we want to keep you guys around. And, you know, the older we get, the faster we age. That's a well known scientific fact. So, yeah, definitely, I would think about that retirement thing. once, I agree with Drew. Excuse me, I'm the only devil. I will argue that point with you, sir. Guess what? I got a new set of wheels. You got you did. Well, congratulations on that, Wook. Everybody can use that. You needed those. I told the wife, you just get me something I'll use, because before Christmas, before everything happened, we were not going to get each other anything for Christmas, and when I got my Christmas money, we had to wind up putting that in the bank to help cover the mortgage and stuff like that. So I went through my boss, and my boss, and this is funny, um, my boss had several nice pieces of butcher block tabletop, and I wanted to get my daughter a nice pastry board. So I went through my boss and had a 3-stage maple hardwood pastry top ordered. Now there was a small breakdown in communication. I had mentioned um, 18 inches square, so 18 by 18 by 18 by 18, 3 foot square. I wound up getting a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot but pastry block. Now, if you've gone online and shopped for 3-stage maple um, chopping blocks or anything like that, they usually run, especially Colorado maple, about $209. So we sat down and figured this is like a $600 board that my boss procured me for free. So we're actually going to cut it in half and have a 3 foot by 18 um, pastry block for my daughter and a 3 foot by 18 chopping block for my wife. Um, my wife decided that the thing I needed most for Christmas was oxygen. So I got a box of air from her, which it's all right. I got to dress up as Santa and hand out presents to the granddaughter and the stepson and his wife, um, and then stuff for the new baby coming here in just a few weeks. So it's not going to be very long before granddaughter turns into granddaughters around here. For once, I agree with you. Nice bookie. It's a hybrid. No, I'd pass on the wheels and take a chair instead. I don't need glasses. My eyes are just fine. The ride I'm going to be getting is 4-cylinder, and it's both gas and electric. Oh, that's cool. I got the crystal encyclopedia I wanted. Very, very cool. Very cool. At least everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. I told the wife I'd be perfectly happy with a box of cigars. You know, I didn't care. Maybe I probably should have cared, and then I would have got my box of cigarettes, got some coffee. I told the family I just wanted money, so that way I could order my own stuff. You don't need to plug it in, it recharges itself. Yeah, and that's the way I look at it, Deb. At least I got something. Sadly enough, I used up all that oxygen um, when I opened it. I opened the box up and I'm like, ain't enough of them cylinders, ain't enough. Nothing says horsepower like cubic inches. Oops, screwed that one up. Yeah, it probably could have been phrased a little differently. I mean, maybe a, a little different, It just depends on who you're giving that present to. I mean, the wife probably wouldn't mind a few more cubic inches, but I mean, hey, who knows? It's really cute. One of the one of the mother-in-law's friends. Um, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. One of the mother-in-law's friends knows how much we love Ralphie and little RJ and stuff like that. So they went out and ordered us blanket and pillowcases for our bed. Um, that has. Well, here I can show you. I can show you. Now understand, what I'm about to show you is not a folded pillowcase. This is the entire pillowcase. Um, and you could imagine by the size of the pillowcase, the size of the blanket that came with it. Drum roll, please. That's the whole pillowcase right there. We have two of these pillowcases and a blanket that might fit a a twin bed. Um, of course, we have a queen size bed, so that's kind of goes from corner to corner or from edge to edge. It don't even hang down on the sides. Um, but the wife covers up with the blanket, and we're going to stuff those pillowcases with pillow stuffing and just sew them shut. They both have zippers down on the bottom of them, but we're gonna sew them shut and just make decorative throw pillows out of. Oh, let me see here. I have one V6 here, but I also have a spare 350 Chevy engine here as well. We have that too long. I have a V6, and Jay has his 350 Chevy. They are cute. You are right, Jan. They're very cute. Just too small to use. Even the daughter has a queen size bed, so she couldn't. She couldn't even. My truck has 4.7 Dodge Mercedes designed engine. Yeah, that's exactly what they look like a throw pillow cover. So yeah, um, we decided to go ahead and just fill them full of pillow stuffing and make throw pillows out of. I gotta say, it is the one thing on the track that ain't giving me problems. Well, I mean that's good. At least there's something there that's not giving you any huff about working properly. So for those of you that probably none of you guys that are on here live now, but more local individuals that usually watch the stream after we end it. um, the first Ghostorama of 2025 was scheduled for the 18th um, up in Kalamazoo at the Villa. That event is being canceled. Um, I don't know if people just didn't want to go to the Villa, or what the deal with that one was, but there was a huge lack of interest in that one. However, um, Annie with Southern Michigan Paranormals, he is canceling the January event at the Villa today. I'm seeing a spinny on the screen. It might be the Wi-Fi. It might not. I'm still showing full strength on both devices, so who knows? Is what it is. At least you're getting yourself a new ride. Look, that's a good thing. You know, you guys like to just randomly take drives. I mean, even all the way up here to see me. And it'd be nice to have a more reliable ride. You've had that. You've had your car for a long time. Put a lot of miles on that puppy. Got some new things planned for 2025. Um, I think we're going to bring back the live interviews again. Going to try to do more premieres. As for the investigations, um, I think we are going to run double devices, double cameras at the events or at the investigations. So not only can I record the investigations, but we'll actually do part of the investigations live. So definitely something new I've never tried before with the investigations. Um, Doing a live stream during parts of the investigation so you guys can experience things firsthand as we're experiencing them. Um, Yes, I see the circles too. Yeah, well, the Oldsmobile has been totaled. Yeah, 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah. Um, can we can we do make a plan on making a trip up there to see? Can we do make a plan on making a trip up there to see you again? Yeah, you know I'm all for visits since I don't get out hardly at all except to go to work and an occasional run around here in town with the wife to go to the dollar store or something like that. I'm all for guests. You know, just Don't bother me one bit. I thought something else just popped up. I guess not. My old senile mind is imagining things happening. I went rummaging through some of my stuff the other day. You guys see my little buddy sitting right back here. I went rummaging through some of my boxes the other day, and I found him. I forgot that I had him. I've had him for a long time, and the wife said, "Well, we don't need that. We can get rid of it. We can donate it, something." Um, I couldn't bring myself to do it. He's about the size of Ralphie, and he is a little black cat, and Ralphie's little is that all wrinkled up? Yeah, Ralphie's little Paul and Normal investigator. I smell dead people. Fits him just perfect. So I decided that he can sit right there on the stool beside me. Um, we will have to pick a day and set. We have to pick a day and set up a time, a day, and I'll hit you up on Messenger, and we'll go from there. Maybe we can go to a cemetery and do investigation. That's always possible. I know I've got at least one collaboration I'm working on right now with those dweebs. Um, we don't live no more than like an hour apart, and there's absolutely no reason that we can't get together and do an investigation. I'm also trying to get something in the works with What Goes Bump in the Night. Um, and that's something else, is um, trying to get those collaborations built up. As you guys may or may not remember, I actually, when what the paranormal um, done their YouTube awards in 2024, I actually got an award for the best interviews. Um, I still have yet to get the money to send to them to have my awards sent to me, because they're individually made. But it will actually sit right back here for everyone to see when I can finally get it and have the girls send it to me. But it looks like a teddy bear. That is not a teddy bear. It is a pussy cat. I've actually got it sitting up instead of down on all fours. Um, and he has pointed ears. He don't have rounded ears. He has pointed ears that kind of lay back. So, hey Kingdom, good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Same to you, me. Good morning. Hope you both are doing well this morning. I think my cigar knows I only have 2 cigars left. Every chance it gets, it tries to go out. I guess it's trying to make itself last longer. Ground up some of the wife's coffee beans this morning, and made myself a pot of coffee, and I do believe that this stuff is probably going to be the death of me because I've been drinking unleaded coffee for 3 days now, and I forgot that this actually has flavor to it. So when I scooped in the coffee into the coffee maker this morning, I may have put just a little bit too much in there because not only is it extremely bitter, but I feel like it's burning its own exit out of my body. Uh, Tune back in the future, and I will let you know if it came out of the natural exit or if I have a new exit somewhere that it burnt through. I think I'd be better off sucking the acid out of the wife's car battery. Wow. Happy 2025. Let's have a good year. Hopefully, Drew will snowboard this winter. And it's funny. I was going to surprise you guys and try to find a snowboard here local, but number one, with no money to buy a snowboard, and number two, I couldn't find a snowboard anywhere, and well, it's awful green and brown out there right now to try to snowboard. I think it would be more like one, two, three, hop, face plant. Um, there's no snow out there at all. Not a flake. It's supposed to get like an inch later today, but I would love to be able to do that snowboard thing for you guys. I might even dress up as Santa Claus to do it. Around it from my perspective. In Texas, chilling with friends till the 3rd. Very cool. Any fun events for 2025 coming up? Well, right now my plan is to hit more reenactments this year. I will definitely be doing my security gig at the Ren Fair in Niles, Michigan in May. Um, that's just a gimme. I get paid too well for those 3 days to not do it. Not to mention, any chance of not making pizza dough and dressing in funny clothes. I'm not going to pass it up. I was looking to hunt pig, but rained for a week. It's been raining here like crazy. It rained here for 2 solid days, torrential downpour. Finally stopped during the night last night, which is good because the trash and everything had to go out today, and I was not going to go out in 42-degree weather in a freezing rain downpour to take a bag of trash and 3 boxes down to the curbside and run the risk of catching pneumonia. So I'm glad that it actually did stop overnight, give me a chance to get that stuff out about 5:30 this morning and get back in this house because it was cold. Been raining there in Illinois. Storm missed you guys. We have snow here. Oh yeah. We haven't had snow here. We had a little bit, a smidgen on the ground on Christmas Day. Most of it had melted off. So, yeah, it was not It was not the white Christmas that I hoped for, but at least it was a little white. Kind of, sort of. I got to get back under the truck today. I'm going to make homemade beef stew. Do you like making stews or soups? Um, oh, I love making stew and soup. As a matter of fact, the wife made a big pot of cabbage soup last night um, with beef sausage, carrots, onions, cabbage, celery. Oh my God, that stuff was good. Perhaps I got to get back under the truck today. Just dawned on me that I didn't tighten the sway bar in Lincoln. Yeah, you may want to. Yeah, definitely so. Perhaps lower ball joint knot. Oh my God. Yeah, you may want to get that taken care of. It's downpouring here in Boston right now. Hey, did you hear Ty quit reenactment or retired from reenactment because he told me that? No, actually, I knew he was discussing it because of having to go back to work. Um, and with working nights, it was impossible for him to be able to um, find the time to do it. What him and I were discussing the last time we talked was him stopping YouTube. Because once again, working nights, sleeping during the day, when does he have time to sit down and make videos? So I don't know. I've actually not talked to him in a couple weeks now. I heard Carter died. Yes, he did. Former President Jimmy Carter did finally pass away. I seen the news on it this morning. He definitely he was one of those very rare presidents that definitely accomplished more after he left the White House than he accomplished in the White House. Between him and his wife, they were very active in several different um, areas in the nation for education and stuff like that. So yeah, he finally passed on, and the world is a better place because of him. He was far from our greatest president, but he was definitely um, an amazing humanitarian. I borrowed my son-in-law's army poncho liner to work on this truck in the rain. I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. Take care, Drew. I just wanted to come and say Happy New Year and say hi. You too, my friend. Take care of yourself. I may go live tomorrow evening for just a couple hours to break in the new year. It's kind of a tradition. I always try to go live. You know, I tried the 24-hour thing, I tried the 12-hour thing, I tried the 8-hour thing. So I may just cut it down to just a few hours right there around midnight so we can break in the new year together. Um, we'll see. We'll see how I feel come tomorrow night because I do have to work Wednesday morning. Um, and it's going to be an awful cold, yucky, frozen walk. So we'll just see. We'll just see. Um, I came of age during Carter's presidency. I was no fan. I wasn't a fan. But like I said, he accomplished a lot more out of the White House than he actually did in the White House. So, he was one of those very unique people that didn't um, charge exuberant amounts of money to do personal appearances or help with different charities, um, things like that. Um, how you doing, Drew? Hey, Ben, how you doing, bud? Hope you're well today. Happy New Year's Eve. I hope you got some really cool plans for tomorrow night. Heading out, have a lot to do today. All right, Jan, you take care of yourself, sweetie, and we'll catch you later. Well, he wasn't able to do a lot while in office. No, he wasn't. I'm going to set illegal fireworks off at the park on the basketball court. Well, that sounds like fun. Fireworks are always fun. Just don't start um, a huge um, bushfire in the process. I think Australia has had enough bushfires. Um, so yeah, I would try to have a bucket of water handy. There you go. That's the best advice I can give you. Have a bucket of water handy, and drinkies. Hey, it's like midnight there, bud. You deserve a few drinkies. Um, for me, drinking at this time, it would be it'd be a surefire sign of alcoholism. Seeing as how it's only what 9 a.m. here, but it's like midnight there. So yeah, drinkies are allowed. Um, I love the bangers. Didn't Carter start the Habitat House program? Um, I do it safely, like wearing a fringer. I don't think they were started. I don't think they started it, but they were heavily involved in it. Yeah. See, I don't know if they started the Habitat for Humanity housing thing or not. I know that it was. I know that it grew very popular after his administration, but I don't know. I don't know. That's worth checking into and seeing. I know that they like Tony said. I know they strongly supported it, but I don't know if they started it or not. Um, we call condoms frangers over here. Frangers, frangers. Uh, um, I don't even know how to comment to that. Um, do frangers go on your fringe? Um, um, I I just don't even know what to say about that. I'm gonna have to check into that. I spent so much time, um, studying the old Celtic language and Scottish slang and terms and stuff. Like, here in America, a fanny is a girl's backside. Um, but in Scotland, a fanny is the girl's front side. So you, while visiting a place like Scotland, must be very careful about talking about, wow, that girl has got a nice fanny. You may get punched. Ring like a phone, not like a ranger. So frangers. They make no mention of Habitat for Humanity on the bit on Carter on the Today Show. Huh. I really honestly, I, I, I really honestly, let me look here real quick. You know, um, Carter, who died December 29th at the age of 100, first volunteered with Habitat for Humanity in 1984. Habitat for Humanity, which helps homeowners build homes alongside volunteers, was founded in Americus, Georgia, near the Carter hometown of Plains. Um, 1984, Jimmy Carter was already out of office and volunteered to help restore the building, which was Habitat for Humanity's first project in New York City. So no, the Carters, um, the Carters actually did not start it, but were huge volunteers of the program right after he stepped out of office. Um, I love it trying to say an Aussie word. Yeah, you don't want to throw. I'm old, guys. I'm old. The tongue don't work like it used to. The eyes don't work like it used to. The brain don't work. Nothing works like it used to. So trying to throw words at me from other countries and stuff like that, uh, to say the least, could be a very laughable experience. I can't get I can't get that thing to work when I try new foreign words. Almost always right. Never doubted you, Tony. Never doubted you. I wanted to check it out to make sure because I figured it may be something that I didn't know. And the older I get, I find that there's more and more things I don't know, or maybe even things that I used to know and just forgot. So yeah, appreciate the effort. No problem. I'll always put forth the effort. I may fall flat on my face and fail miserably, but I'll always put forth the effort to try. this thing keeps going out, I might make this one last the whole live stream. It's already 10 minutes after 9. We're over halfway through, and I'm just slightly over halfway through it. Forgot I need to come see you for a famous pizza. I told you, anytime. Forgot or lost in the recesses of the memories of the mind. CRS, I have it. Yep, me too. I'm very proud to sport my CRS. And my ADHD and my PTSD, and everything else. Thick black liquid. Oh man, I think I'm going to try to go live tomorrow night for a little bit, only because it's tradition. I might need to go fund me for a passport and plane ticket. You know, and it's crazy that you mentioned that, Ben, because I have seen weirder stuff than that on GoFundMe and other, fundraiser sites that people willingly go crazy for. I was on GoFundMe one time going through just looking for different fundraiser programs, and one lady was trying to, oh God, what was it? She was something about her dog. Oh, I know what it was. She was trying to raise the money to get her dog's tail and ears cropped, and she was trying to raise like $2,000 to get her dog's tail and ears cropped down. She had surpassed her $2,000. She was like at $9,000. And then there was one girl that wanted $1,000 for a wedding dress, and she was up to like $12,000. And it's like you're reading this and you're seeing how much money she's already raised. Why are you continuously giving to her when she's already surpassed what she needs for her? I just I don't get it. I really honestly don't get it. I even bought struts with new springs for a truck because the strut bushing is frozen too. Oh wow. That poor truck, man. That poor truck. How expensive over here. It's pretty. It's moderately expensive here to get a passport and stuff. Plane tickets. I've never tried to travel internationally, So I don't know what plane tickets run. I know the further out you plan your trip, the cheaper they are. But I have no clue what an international ticket um, runs on an airline. But I would travel that far for a good pizza. Good morning, Ty. We were just talking about you a couple minutes ago. Hope you're hope you're doing well with the new job and stuff. Um, it's rough. It's definitely rough. I feel it every morning when I leave here, especially during these cold months. You know, my knees and my ankles and my hips, my lower back. And then by the time I get there and I'm running around on concrete, um, the whole time I'm there, by the time I get home, I look like I've been shot in the hip and I'm just kind of, gimping along, trying to get back home so I can get back in the heat, put on my sweats, and relax. Dodge equals money. Oh yeah, definitely. I think that's cool to get a dog's ears cropped and tail cropped. Nearly $500 for a passport here. Um, $35 for a pack of 20 smokes. It's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. And my wife just found a cheaper brand of cigars or cigarettes. She only pays $3 and like 75 cents for her cigarettes now. She was paying upwards of like almost $8 for the old brand that she smoked, and she just found a super cheap brand. 3 packs of her cigars or cigarettes cost as much as a whole box of my cigars. So right around $22, $23, something like that after tax. And now she's paying like $3 and change. She pays less than $10 for 3 packs of cigarettes now. Um, definitely, when you came here, we would have to make sure and get you a couple cartons to take back home with you. So, you had a few weeks of cheap cigarettes where you had to go back to paying those outrageous prices. But yeah, couldn't do it. 550 for a meat pie, another five for a 600 milliliter. Oh my God. Um, I don't have the job anymore. My mental health got the better of me. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry, bud. I wondered about that when you told me you were going to go to work. I wondered about um, those problems, we've discussed in the past and how they were going to affect you, and you seemed gung ho about it. So, I kept all my thoughts and stuff locked up, um, out of faith, out of faith. I can't walk long before I'm in severe pain in the hip some days. Taxes and ST is very high over here. It's horrible. That's crazy. I mean, I understand the government getting their bite on into everything, but my God, that's like our gas tax. You know, our our gas, if you took the tax away from it, our gas would be down in the slightly above mid $2 area. The wife actually got gas the other day and paid 2.87 a gallon for it. But it's a little fueling station between here and the next big town to the east, where she had to go pick up the daughter's prescription for her blood monitor. Um, and she's seen it. And what they do is they give you 10 cents off every gallon over a certain amount. So she wound up getting almost $2 worth of gas for free because of that 10-cent off thing. So, yeah, she got a full tank of gas out of $20. It's been a long time around here since we've seen a full tank of gas for $20. Let's put it that way. I love Australia, but it's way too overpriced and very expensive. It's crazy if you look into our cost of living over here. Hmm. Yeah, I had no clue it was that bad. Um, everybody, everybody that I've ever talked to from Australia absolutely loved it. Australia, New Zealand, um, they've loved it. I've never heard anybody complain about the cost of living. So I had no clue it was that high. Of course, I don't know a lot of people from Australia. I have more contact with Shark Tank Australia than I do actual citizens in Australia. So, and of course, you know, the sharks aren't going to complain about gas prices when you're multi-millionaires and uh, very seldom pump your own gas. Most Aussies I know complain about the cost of living. And see, I think it's just probably never come up in conversation. And that's why it seems so weird to me to hear somebody talking about how bad taxes and the cost of living and stuff is. Um, I guess always they've always talked about everything that they liked about Australia or New Zealand, and the bad side to it, the bad points, just never came up in conversation. What do we got here? Everybody laugh at the homeless guy sitting in his own house, picking through the ashtray for cigar butts, so I don't got to light my last cigar. Hmm. Everybody laugh. trust me, the cost of living in general and housing and stuff is through the roof. Everyone's struggling more and more. Homeless families I see every day, and I fear myself being part of that population. It's so bad. Wow. Yeah, I had no clue it was that bad. Welcome to the States, Ben. Welcome to the States. You got 3 weeks. It's true. However, honestly, I don't think um, I think if you come with a passport as for a visit, um, you're safe. Don't cross the borders without one. Then they'll pick you up, beat you up, ship you out. Probably in a shipping crate. That's the only thing I like about my car is that I average about 40 miles to the gallon. P.S. Hello, everyone. Hey, Templar. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year's Eve. Yeah, if only. If only it was that easy. But by the sounds of things, taxes and stuff are so high over there you can't afford a trip to the grocery store, let alone a trip abroad. So, or a trip with a broad. I mean, who knows? I don't. And when we do come up there, I'm bringing some good cigars. Hey, as long as they're menthol, you are not going to hear me complain one bit. Love my menthol. We tend to bitch about taxes, and rightfully so. It's far worse in other parts of the world. Sadly. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize, you hear so many people from foreign countries that come to America and they talk about um, how rough it is or how hard it is to get established or um, some of our prices. But they neglect in telling us, but it was so much worse back home. Um, that's like my friend Alan from England. The first time that he came here, uh, he was sitting in the back seat of the car, back behind the wife, which is the driver's side is where the gas fill uh, door is on the car, and he's looking at the price per gallon what we were paying, and he said, my God, that's what we pay a liter back home. Which is why our cars get so much better fuel mileage than yours do. I think it was $2.50, $2.47, something like that. And you know, he's like, my God, man. He says, I've heard you and the wife talk about your price of gas. Our fuel is that 4 times over to equal a gallon. So they're talking $9.50 a gallon over there at that time. Now you're looking at 13.50 a gallon if it's still equal to our price per liter. It's it's crazy to think that stuff got that high here. It wouldn't be storage sheds and storage units people are breaking into. It's going to be gas pumps. The ones that could even afford to still own a car. It's just insane. It's insane to think that I don't know. We'll see what happens here in like 3 weeks when Big Daddy gets sworn back in Washington. You know, he's talking about dropping fuel prices. He's talking about dropping food prices. He's talking about a whole bunch of things. Um, some of which seem like it's just going to be too hard to do. But we'll see. We'll see. I quite honestly don't have the faith that some people do. Um, but then again, I've been around for a few years. And I've seen a lot of presidents come and go. So we will just we'll just have to see what happens. It'll probably take 2 years for stuff to drop much. If it don't wind up like the Biden electric vehicle law he wanted to put into effect. He wanted fossil fuel usage ended by the end of his 4 years and all American families to own electric cars. And, well, 4 years is just about up, and I've not seen or heard of any jumps in the purchases of electric vehicles. So, we'll see. And no Social Security tax. We'll see. Yeah. No. Yep. I've never been taxed on my Social Security in a deduction, although it does count on gross income. Well, you know, and what I've seen and heard of in the past, not with Social Security, mind you, but with disability. You know, I've got a very good friend who has worked as a prison guard. He's been in the military. He's worked as a county sheriff. And when he hurt his back on the job, when he hurt his back on the job, the doctor said he was unable to continue working and had to take disability retirement. The state of Indiana, in their ultimate wisdom, gave him a total of $275 a month. Now, if you sit down and do the math, $275 a month on average won't even pay your mortgage or your rent, let alone groceries, utilities, fuel for your car, insurance. Nothing. If he's unable to work, why such a low amount? Makes no sense to me. I've never been to that cannot be done without about $1 trillion in EV infrastructure. Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. My buddy and his disability. Um, a year and a half ago, they decided that obviously um, he didn't even need that anymore, and they yanked his disability um, completely. He had zero income, and then turned around and had to reapply for his disability and go back through all the rigmarole of going to the doctors again, just for the doctors to tell him the exact same thing. He's unable to work. He can barely move. He's got extensive nerve damage and muscular damage in his back. And for some reason, they jumped him up to $700 a month. I've told you guys, what we pay a month for mortgage. He pays rent on a house about the size of ours. So, as you can imagine, um, yeah, it, it he pays about the same amount for rent payment that we pay for mortgage. And thank God he's married. And she's also on disability and has been since she was a child. She's pulling like $1,500 a month. But if he was not with her, he'd be living on the streets right now. Social Security, disability, the Fed sets the amount. Yep. State pays first 2 years, but it is set by the feds. AKG has a question she wanted me to ask you. I will send it to you on Messenger for you to read to yourself. What a year. Tell me about it, buddy. Tell me about it. I mean, you've been through hell this year. You've been through hell. So, yeah, has to get better. Can barely get any worse. It has to get better. I'm unavailable to work myself. How you doing, Fish? Good to see you, bud. I'm glad you was able to get up this morning and hang out with us a little bit. Mr. Ian, good morning, bud. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's been a heck of a year, man. Fighting infection. Hope it clears up. Oh my God, again? Jesus criminy. I'm in I'm the same way your buddy is. A lot of people are. And it's really funny because the only way, oops, the only way he got that increase after Indiana dropped him was the fact he lived in Michigan. And he went from $200 a month to $700 a month on just for crossing that state line. It's absolutely amazing how this thing works. You know, it, it's it's mind-boggling that these states differ that much. Indiana. Here's a good example. I went through this 30 years ago. A workman's comp injury pays you like 65% of your income when you're injured and start a workman's compensation case in the state of Indiana. Michigan pays like 98% of your income. Difference in crossing that line that's that wide that separates two states. How is she pulling that much? Been on disability since I was a kid. Because her disability, I guess, is both mental and physical. So they knew very early off in her life that she was going to be unable to complete normal schooling, that she was going to be unable to have ever hold down a job. And her, what is it, mental, physical, and verbal. That's what it is. Um, Amazing woman. Sweet as could be, would literally give you the shirt off her back to make sure that you stayed warm. But to sit down and carry on a conversation with her, uh, you can't understand hardly anything she says. But an amazing woman nonetheless. Absolutely beautiful woman. Um, Coffee time, it varies by states. Um, After paying in for 44 years, I get $14.50 a month. How is disability figured? If I live to be 83, I get my money back. Well, Tony, that it's almost a guarantee that not only will you see 83, you will probably see 103. So for at least 20 years, you're going to be in the green, bud. Oh my God, is that sun? Yeah, it's got to be sun because everything is hazy right there. Hope I don't have to go outside for anything today. I'm going to be screwbarred. I don't see myself making 73. And it's really funny that you say that. The way I have felt for the last month and the new aches and pains that I have noticed cropping up, the memory thing, my eyes, my stomach. Um, I'm actually shopping around for life insurance um, because I don't see myself making 73 either. And my grandfather lived to 71, or no, yeah, 71. My dad is 83. you know, but I've noticed these things, and they really kind of bother me. But with no health insurance, I can't go to a doctor and have them checked out. So I lump on, and I just hope and pray that I can find affordable life insurance, so at least my wife and the kids are taken care of if something does happen. But it's not going to be none of these accidental death things like my aunt got. My uncle got screwed. She had, what, $60,000 in insurance. Unfortunately, $50,000 was accidental death, and 10,000 was term. And when she passed away, they had to dip in. The whole family had to dip into their pockets just to pay for the funeral and the grave site, and stuff like that, because it wasn't an accidental death. I don't see myself making sense. Most of us notice those things. Hey, I'll tell you what. I got to make a run to the potty house real quick. Um, you guys talk real nice amongst yourselves for a second. I'm going to go that way before I go right here, and that's just going to be too funny, and I'm not going to give you guys that. So I'll be back in a second. Oh, there we go. Um, but yeah, you are correct about that, Tony. Most of us, um, when our bodies hit that point when they're not quite what they used to be, we start noticing all those little things that begin to limit us from accomplishing the things that we think we should be able to still do. But just having my mom and dad and my sister and brother-in-law here, um, over Thanksgiving, I noticed huge differences in something as simple as how the old man walked, or going out in the snow to get the car started so they can go to the gas station or leave to go home. Um, it's weird. It's just weird. If I live, oh well, I only get $70 in food stamps. That is it. And my SSI check is only 943. Where the hell do they think this money is going to go? how people supposed to live on that? That's a good question, man. That's a good question, and I wish I had a good answer for you. I don't understand how it all works. Not one bit. I'd be lying if I said I had the foggiest idea how all that stuff is taken care of and everything. Mine is bad because of the car accident. The only time I'm not in pain is sitting down. And see, that's something that I've noticed lately. Not the pain thing, but especially morning time. When I get up and start moving around, I start feeling very disoriented, even nauseous. It gets so bad. When a lot of times when I'm at work, I'll be sitting there and I'll be, you know, making the dough, and I'll feel myself, start to stumble or lean a little bit. I get real lightheaded. I start feeling nauseous. My vision even gets worse than it already is. Like I'm having a mini stroke standing there working with this dough. Um, I automatically start counting. You know, I start counting. I start doing my ABCs frontwards and backwards, everything, just to make sure that I'm not losing anything up here while this is happening. So it just, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the nauseous thing, when I'm sitting down, I'm fine. When I stand up and start moving, that's when it's not good. Um, you're expected to live in your mom's basement. Apparently, yeah, that's bad. I don't know how. I don't think anybody. I don't think anyone ever gets paid what they're supposed to. They expect you to live, but they want you to live with somebody else because you don't make enough to live by yourself. The only way you do is if you just happen to get into like income based housing where you only pay like 20, 30, $40 a month for rent, 50 or 60 if utilities are included. And then you've got, money for food and stuff like that, or to get a bus ticket, or, to a local bus ticket or something if the town don't have cab service. Or you have to rely on friends for a ride to get to the store and stuff. It's just terrible. Well, here we are, 7 minutes left, and chat discontinued. Chat connected back successfully. So, we almost made it 2 hours with no issues today. How about that? Um, or garage or shed, how to live in a cardboard box. Yes, that is. What is that? The diabetes. Don't clue, no clue fish. My numbers are always fine. Like I said, I've really come to controlling the diabetes issues without any medication, just by changing my diet, by walking back and forth to work, by, um, uh, like, we had, as I said earlier, the wife came home last night. It was getting chilly again. It had dropped 10 degrees in like an hour. She came home and made cabbage stew. No carbs whatsoever in it. The meat, the cabbage, the carrots, the celery, everything. No carbohydrates at all. And I felt good all evening long until I got up this morning and got out of bed to come in here, and I started to get, wobbly and nauseous. I sat down here, hit the start button on the coffee pot. It all stopped. until I got up out of this chair and started to move to go to the bathroom or something. And it's like, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Um, Probably blood pressure drop. That's always possible. The big government's plan is to make everyone migrate to the big cities. Easier to control. Carrots have carbs. Well, if carrots have carbs, then they lied to us because um, when all this diabetes stuff happened with me in 2016, carrots were on the list of free foods that did not contain carbs. So, and then when the stuff happened to the daughter um, with her type 1 diabetes, beginning of October, though their dietitian and my old dietitian had contrasting views on certain things, carrots was the one thing on her list that were considered free foods. So everybody that went to food pantries and stuff were making sure and getting big bags of carrots and bringing them over. There for a while, we had 2 drawers in the bottom of the fridge completely packed full of baby carrots. Um, Everybody was bringing them to her, so she had carb free foods. Um, but yeah, I would have lived in a box to make me a shanty shack up under the bridge somewhere where I can put heat control. You rely on mom. Maybe something to do with the inner ear. That's always possible. That's always possible. The same thing happens to my mom. Could be your heart too. I'm a devil. I have no heart. Oh heck, we've dropped another degree. We're down to 35 now. 30. Yep, 35. So I guess we're still the same. It's hard telling. The last time I went to the doctor, which was last year, my heart was strong as an ox still. I did have blood pressure problems, but also managed to control those um, without medication, thanks to a decent diet. So, who the hell knows? One medium carrot has 6 grams of carbs. Well, we're using carrots that are about that long and chopped. So I might be getting a whole 6 grams of carbs in 2 bowls of this stuff. Um, because these carrots are about the size of, big around as my pinky finger, and about that long. And then the wife actually, chops them. So that, yeah, heart is probably hiding wherever my soul is hiding out. Mine's probably right there somewhere close by, but oh man, it's about that time. A little bit less than a minute to to that time. Like I said, I might try to go ahead and go live tomorrow night. They switched the wife's days off, so we actually have both days off this week together. So I'm going to upload the future video that I worked on this morning, And then I am going to go in there and hang out with my beautiful wife. We have today and tomorrow off together. First time in months that we've had the same times off together. So we're going to get some enjoyment out of this. At least the first times off together, we've not had a house full of people for Thanksgiving or Christmas. So I just hope she don't want to watch the Real Housewives of some damn place, because uh, it makes me want to grab the TV and throw it through the window. Um, Let me see here. Blah, 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 blah. Raw cats do have carbs. My doctor says when you cook carrots, it does something that eliminates the carbs. I was told nothing but lean meat and leafy veggies. Love and light, everybody. Everybody. May you all go in peace. Enjoy it, Drew. You deserve it. Thank you, bub. I really appreciate it. It is that time, y'all. Wook, Templar, Tony, KG, Fishing. You guys all have an absolutely amazing day. And like I said, I probably will go live for a few hours, couple hours tomorrow evening, just because it's tradition. So until then, y'all take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch y'all tomorrow night. We'll break in New Year's together. Y'all have a good day.